Yeah.
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 I agree. I completely agree.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Brantford Studios!
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Brantford Studios, the podcouch.
Yes.
I'm Shane. That's Ben.
Thanks, man.
Who do we got today, dude?
Yo, thanks for tuning in, everybody. We got Alert the Audience from the Hamilton, Brantford area.
Fuck yeah.
Fucking coming in, laying it down was awesome, man. Thank you guys so much for coming in. It sounded fucking great, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Thanks.
Yes, thank you for
awesome.
having us.
Super
This
tight
is super
set.
cool.
Yeah.
Yes.
Huge
Lots of
and
energy.
full for a three-piece, man. Sounded awesome. And like each one of you is doing so much on your instrument. You just so full with the layers.
A lot
Man.
of
It's
space.
great.
Yeah.
A lot of space to fill, and you guys
Yeah.
do it well.
Dynamics, though, too, and not just fucking...
Yeah.
It was neat to actually walk in here because you've seen a few of the videos. You walk in, you're like, I know where I am.
Yeah.
I've seen this before. I recognize it.
Yeah.
It's cool to be part of
it.
TV. Though.
Yeah.
I've had quite a few people say that.
Yeah.
I thought it was way bigger than this.
Yeah.
It's the cameras. The cameras make it seem that way.
Yeah.
They always do that.
That's-
But it's a nice space. It is really
Yeah.
awesome.
Sounds good. Like, yeah, when you guys were jamming, we were just standing over there, and yeah, it sounded just amazing.
Crisp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Choice. Cherry.
Yeah.
The little headrush amp works pretty good.
Yeah, it does.
fills it.
Well, I bought one of like a pedal that does all amp modeling, just more even just for recording and stuff like that. And it's nice because originally I was thinking about just running it into monitors wherever we went, but in smaller venues it just doesn't work.
Yeah.
I wanted something that I could bring in case the monitors were garbage, and so I ended up
That
doing a bit of
happens,
research.
right?
In case.
Yeah.
That happens.
Every venue. And I ended up finding this online, and it was almost like too good to be true at first. I was like, like it sounds like it's supposedly can compete, in a live setting, like look with other amps. I would watch videos on people talking about it, and people were like, yeah, it's great, it does the job. And I think we were talking earlier about how some of the guitar elitists were kind of like, yeah, it's great, but it's
The old heads.
yeah, it's
right,
great,
right.
but it's not the same as it. But for me, I was like, it sounds good. Like it sounds good to me. I didn't really notice a difference. So and it's lighter. It's easier to carry up and downstairs.
Yeah, put that in the backpack and you're on your way.
Yeah.
Instead of like blowing a shoulder out.
Yeah.
With an old 5150 or something.
Oh,
but there is something about the warmth of the tubes, man. I do get where they're coming from. There's a certain secret sauce in it, I think.
for sure.
Secret sauce.
Secret sauce.
It's nice to be able to kind of change the amp sound as well because it's got a bunch of different built-in amps. Like the Helix.
That's
that I
key
use.
too, right? You have so many more options with that, like tone-wise and effects-wise. I'm sure it's chocked full of effects and stuff.
Yeah. The Helix specifically too, you can have like multiple lines running at once, and you can blend the signal a lot, and so you can do a lot for your tone. And I started with the Pod Go, which is like sort of like the dumbed down version of it, and I ended up investing because I liked it so much, but it hits a wall. You can only have like a certain amount of effects at once, and it's like, I want more.
More reverb.
Yeah, more reverb, more echo.
I think it helps because we only have the one guitar too, and so
Yeah.
like I think that helps with rounding out the sound that we have to make it seem bigger
Huge,
than
for
it
sure.
is. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did notice that you click on a lot of reverbs and stuff, and it grows, man. And really fills out.
Yeah.
Makes you sound like you're in whatever room you want to be in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, you guys were like one of the first few customers to come here way back before COVID.
2019.
Yep.
Throughout like
Before we started the YouTube channel.
it was Mike and I, and then our friend Lucas, who now lives out west.
Okay.
I think it was like the end of the summer. We were here throughout the fall and into the winter because I remember dropping my phone in the snow after practice, having to come back at like 7 a.m. being like, Shane,
I remember that.
is my phone at your place? So it's really cool to like, other phones somehow exist. So it's really cool to come back and to see all the stuff that you guys have been doing. So the last song in the set, Future Tense, we wrote here.
Oh, that's sweet.
It's changed and evolved, but we still have live video that we set up and recorded. Like,
Oh, that's sweet.
yeah,
The OGs in
yeah,
You should send that. That'd be sweet, man.
before the
yeah.
send some
So like the beginnings of that song, because obviously like we were we only started in 2018, and so we played in 2018 and then 2019, and then we took a bunch of years off for whatever reason.
Yeah, sure.
And then
I wonder why.
and so now just last year we slowly started to get back into it with a new iteration. But what's cool is that Mike and I have been playing music together for over 20 years.
Yeah, since high school.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, since like grade 10 or 11.
Oh, that's awesome,
So
man.
yeah, so in some iteration we've been doing something together, some project of some sorts for like 2 decades.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a period in our 20s where we called it the dark ages, where we didn't really do anything. But then, you know, I feel like the pandemic, specifically for me, getting back into the guitar, I played guitar when I was 16, and then in our oldest band, another guy took over for guitar, and I went over to keyboard, and I just kind of like stopped with guitar for a long time. And then the pandemic happened, and I was like, I need another hobby. I need to do something else other than sit on a screen and like, you know, watch the time go.
Yeah.
So I picked up the guitar again, and Jesse and I started just getting together and doing covers as something to do.
Right.
And it was like it's like there's something in me that was like, I need to impress 16-year-old Mike and pick the guitar back up and be good at it. But then it got to a point where you know, after learning a bunch of covers and just sort of like getting the chops up to speed or whatever, that you know, he needed a guitarist and with the audience for like the newest iteration. I was like, you know, I could do that.
Get the old band back together.
You know, we played before. Maybe we could do it again. And Mike had moved out to Calgary. Oh, not Calgary. Red Deer.
Red Deer.
And so he was out for a bit. But then, yeah, the original lineup got back together again.
Sweet.
Oh yeah, man. Glad it did. It sounds fucking great.
Well, that's very kind of you.
Yeah, that secret sauce is back, man. It's all back together.
Yeah,
now.
it works that we've been friends for as long as we have, and that we've been playing together.
Yeah, it sounds
everything works
like everything's
pretty easily.
tight.
It's been cooking for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Shane and I go way back too. We've been at it since high school.
Yeah, dude.
That's sweet.
Always in something. Same idea, different bands, doing covers, whatever.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's rare, right? Like, I
Yeah,
feel
it
like, you
is.
know, as time goes on, you know, people go separate ways and you don't see
Yeah.
people that you saw in high school or whatever. So it's nice to say, yeah, we've been doing stuff since high school.
Yeah. Well, you pick up each other's nuances and cadences or whatever.
Yeah.
And, you know, you can tell in your guys' writing, like it's all the little changes and everything are all spot on with each other, man. It sounds awesome for sure.
Well, that's very kind of you to say.
Well, it's true, man. I just say the truth. You know?
It's good. It's good. I
Yeah,
like it.
it is. You get to know each other's style, and you try to sort of like fit in nicely and work with each other's strengths, play to each other's strengths, and all that kind of
Yeah, for
stuff.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Vocals are clean too. Like
Oh yeah, the drumming and vocaling at the same time, like just
Yeah.
That's a
whole
absolute
thing.
I wouldn't be able to
multitask.
do it. So.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I started. I'm primarily a drummer. I started with this project actually playing just like rhythm guitar because I can kind of play guitar enough to play like whatever this is, rhythm guitar, right?
Yeah.
You throw enough, you know,
Fuzz or dirt on
yeah, fuzz, yeah, gain. It's good enough. But yeah, it's difficult to get people to commit to stuff, and then again, I'm just a better drummer, and so. It was sort of out of necessity that I went back on the kit originally. Like our first drummer was more like a session drummer.
Right.
Another friend of ours that was just like, hey, I make a lot of money playing like jazz gigs. So
Right.
I don't know if I can play
Yeah.
like local punk shows and stuff. And I was like, I get it.
It's fair. It's completely
Do your
fair.
thing. Yeah. So it was out of necessity. And then it's kind of become like not like a shtick, but it's become like a thing.
Yeah.
People are like, ooh, you guys.
Well, you've leaned into it as the joke too with the Britney Spears mic.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We did a joke actually in one of the shows.
We play a little like Britney Spears "Baby One More Time" like audio sample.
So he does he's like, so I don't know, he goes, notice my microphone, and then he hits a button and goes, bow, now, now.
It's been better. It's been helpful. I suppose like, you know, we were setting up and we had that mic back there and like, I'm sure you guys know from playing like, I think you're a drummer, Shane, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if you use a mic back there, but like often we're tucked into. Well, I know, but even then, like you'd be tucked onto like some stage or some basement.
Yeah,
and they give you like, you're like, this is your corner.
Yeah.
Enjoy it.
Yeah.
The
You're
stage
like
is the drum
trying to
rising.
like.
Well, when you
Hit
said you had that tonight, I was like, oh, that's actually sweet. I can get this fucking giant stand out
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Because we got the stand back there already for the overhead camera.
Yeah. It was becoming too much of like a logistical like nightmare.
Yeah.
Doing vocals.
Even using the other styles of stands and stuff, like they would inevitably fail.
Yeah.
In some capacity, whether it was a swivel or this style, and they always just fall apart.
What's the drummer at Mastodon do? Does he have it come like?
Yeah, he's got it over the head.
Yeah, which is great, but you just don't have that real estate.
Yeah,
I've tried the gooseneck thing and some.
You need the Mastodon budget for that.
Yeah. Nothing's ever great. So
They got the money to make it look cool.
There was a show where Jesse was trying to do that, like vocals, drums, and lights all at once.
had like a stomp switch for like lights.
And that was even before we did the show. I was like, "This is a lot.
That's a big.
This is a lot for you to. You are multitasking to the maximum.
It didn't go.
Yeah.
It went.
It went.
It went.
It wasn't a failure. But like it just. But afterwards, we were like, you know what? We should free up.
Let's
Just a little bit. Yeah.
But then you go like James from Jesse James Medicine Show. He's bass, drums, and vocals.
That guy is.
And you're like, what the fuck?
He's wild. That guy is wild.
Yeah. They sound awesome.
Yeah, show the Jesse James Medicine Show. Very cool.
Showed up for sure.
Yeah.
They're awesome, dude.
It takes the next level of coordinating.
Yeah.
I can do one thing. Well, I'll do
I
this.
can barely do one.
Yeah, you do great. But all you got to do is do one thing really, really well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it's all about.
Hell yeah, man. Okay. I want to talk about like some songwriting, if you guys don't mind. Like, how do those songs come to be? Because there's like
Shut it down right there. I don't want to
they all build really nice, and they all come to like this huge ending. And I just kind of want to know the process. Do you guys just work on that stuff together? One of you guys kind of bring most of it to the table that you showed, or how does that?
The project started because again we had all been playing in other bands, and Mike and I were playing in like a post-hardcore screamo kind of band in Hamilton for a while, and I had never written songs like on my own. Every band that we've been together, it's been very much like a mutual song building thing. So I had slowly been writing songs for myself, and I take forever to write songs.
Sure.
And so I've been building stuff that didn't really fit anywhere. So back in 2017, 2018, I had 4 songs. Some of them we played tonight. So I basically demoed and then recorded them all with Mike, like in his basement.
Yeah.
And that's how we did our first EP. It was just me doing everything. Sweet. And then we put together a band with Mike Selish and a few other people, and started playing. And they were basically just like session musicians for me at that time, with the idea that I'll write stuff, I'll get friends to play on it, and then that'll be the start of a band. There'll be some material to work on. And then like the pandemic happened and everyone moved away. And so then throughout the course of the pandemic, I basically started to do the same thing again, this time with the caveat that Mike had been playing guitar, so he started to write some of the lead lines. So he wrote all the lead lines for the record and really helped with like production. Acted kind of as like a producer. And then with the idea that again, once that was all done, we would rebuild again. And then Mike happened to move back from out west, so it was like, perfect.
We can do it. It was right when the other bassist left too. It was Sarah.
We had this guy Kevin was playing with us, and he ended up moving from Hamilton to Toronto, and so and then the spot filled up. It was pretty perfect timing.
That's sweet.
So that's all that.
Could you imagine if we didn't ask you?
We just started another project.
So with that though, like some of the songs work better live, some work better on the record. So I'm very much open to like, I wrote these songs, but I want them to like, develop into something naturally and organic. I want Mike to add his flair to it, and so that's what we've been doing. So that's why some of them now are a bit different than the record, because they just find they work a bit differently in like a live setting. Now going forward, we've been spending all this time getting all the stuff relearned, and so we've all been kind of just demoing stuff now, and throwing it onto like a Google Drive. And then once we have time, I guess over the winter, we have this catalog now of like 20 or 30 demos.
Technology makes it so easy, right? Like you could just do it on your phone. I found like there's so many handy apps that you can like multi-track record just straight to your phone. And so, at any given time, if one of us has an idea, you can just be like, put it together and then, send it to a Google Drive or whatever, and we can share it. And be like, here's an idea. And then we forget all about it. And we never do anything with it.
I feel like we've always been like preparing for the next show or something, or tightening things up, but like we know we have some space over between like the holidays and everything, like the dead of winter, where we're not like, we don't want to drive to like London and like so we've already got a kind of a plan to be like, we've got this whole bunch of stuff we can work on, now let's kind of sort through it and see, and now taking the sound of what we developed and then applying it to those new ideas, and now actually get the goal of like working cohesively on new stuff. So that's the plan.
Winter's time to do it, man. You're stuck indoors. I don't want to go anywhere.
Yeah. Hauling amps and stuff. Well, you got the make sure you're not hauling amps and stuff.
Hauling drum kits to like Toronto.
It's really just the drum kit.
I know you guys are the out of town band, but could you bring the entire kit? If it means there's gonna not be a kit, then I guess.
Isn't that the worst?
That is the way. It does seem to be the way
Dude,
sometimes.
our band got invited to some show like way far away, and they're like, you mind bringing the kit too? I'm like, what? Like all you guys are from that area.
The show's going till 2 a.m. as well. But
You want as a headliner. Like, I'm not bringing anybody. I don't know you people.
And that can suck logistically, but you probably agree, Shane. Like, there's something about your own kit to play it. Sometimes you don't have to deal with like, I don't know, just like a stand that's like just demolished. I don't know, some weird rack-mounted tom that's just like floppy. I've played on some of the worst things before.
That gets interesting.
What doesn't kill you only makes you stronger.
Yeah.
For sure.
And better drums.
Yeah.
That's
So you guys got any shows lined up in the future?
Yeah, I mean, I guess depending on when this comes out, in a couple weeks.
Or if someone watches it years down the line. It's relevant.
Okay. Yes, we're playing Hamilton on Friday, November 15th at the Corktown Pub.
2024. Yes. Depending on when people watch
this year. Yeah. Friday, November 15th, 2024, Hamilton, Corktown Pub. We're playing with a band called the Meringues. They're on tour for their new record. We're playing with our friends the Mendozas from Toronto.
Sweet.
And the other Hamilton band is Rat Parade.
Nice.
So we're doing that. And then we have the end of the month, Saturday, November 30th. 2024. We're playing in Kitchener at this little place. I was talking about a house show. It's called the Yeti Cafe. It's basically like the main floor of an old house downtown Kitchener. That's
sweet.
Converted into like a little cafe. It's got like a 40 or 50 person cap, and it sells out like.
Yeah. How long has that been around?
It was a bakery cafe thing before it was a venue, so it's been around for at least 10.
Yep.
Yeah, at least. Yeah, we have a friend of ours that lived above the Yeti and like the apartment above it.
Yeah.
They weren't doing shows then, so I don't know if it's like been an ownership change, but they're doing shows there. They've even done some cool shows where they get the city of Kitchener to allow them to close the little street that they're on. They're right across from the Kitchener Farmers Market.
Yeah.
And so in the summer they'll play out on like the front porch.
Oh, sweet.
And they shut down the show, and they also
sweet.
give them like a liquor license so people can bring their own beer and shit.
Cool,
It's a great location on a nice little side street next to King Street in Kitchener. So it's always bumping with people.
Yeah, so that show we're playing with a band called Weekend Goodbye, and then a Kitchener band called Painting Pelicans. So that's going to be cool. It's going to be like a little tight little house show, so it's going to be pretty sweet.
Imagine
Painting Pelicans, man. I feel like I've heard of that.
I think they're like an indie sort of
I've seen
band.
his name floating around.
Yeah, they're doing stuff. They're
for
playing at I think they're playing at like Maxwell's this week or something.
Okay.
In Waterloo.
I didn't know Maxwell's was still a thing.
Oh yeah, Maxwell's
Is bigger than ever.
Yeah.
Wow. It's been years.
Over the big pool hall there.
What was the Vertigo called before?
Gladstone.
That was it.
Yeah, Gladstone. Yeah, they're doing cool stuff. They are. Yeah, and it's unfortunate. Like it's same with like Brantford and Hamilton. Like we've lost a lot of music venues, and even more recently and stuff. Like I remember, like we have a song called "The Fjord Plant," and that's an homage to both these shitty drives I used to make from Hamilton to Mississauga, going past the Ford plant on the QEW, and also a cool venue in Brantford called the Ford Plant, which used to be around in like the mid 2000s.
Oh, okay.
And the building is now gone; it's been demolished. But like, it was a cool place. We grew up in Cambridge, so coming down to like Brantford to see like cool bands play at this hole in the wall. Yeah. But yeah, a lot of places have closed down, unfortunately. Like Casbah and Hamilton's closing.
Oh, I didn't know about that.
Yeah, that's a new thing.
I heard Doors was closing eventually.
Oh yeah.
We were like born and raised in the Doors.
Hey, there's so many
tacos.
I don't know.
Someone think of the
I could be wrong, but I thought I remember seeing something.
There was some rumor and some speculation. So the building attached to it, the unit next to it, right on the corner of Main and Hess, has basically been condemned.
That's what
So that's being torn down,
They'll do it.
but Doors is good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Knocking on the door, trying to get the real estate.
Yeah. I got in pretty tight with the crew from Doors Pub. I was working for a brewery in Hamilton for a few years, and so we would deliver to Doors Pub. And so when all that happened,
Dude, that's scary.
amongst 1,000 other people, we were like, "Are you guys closing?" And no, it's an establishment.
Only rumors.
Yeah. Our first Hamilton show was there.
That can't happen.
Our first Hamilton show back after the pandemic was there.
Yeah.
Like, I've put on shows and played so many shows there, probably more than anywhere else. Like, we were playing there pretty much out of high school.
Oh yeah, it's been years.
Yeah.
Dude, they come up like almost every podcouch.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, everybody loves
It's a
the
staple.
Doors, man.
Yeah, it is definitely a staple, and
Yeah.
it's like it doesn't matter if you're an established band or if you're like some up and comer, like weird one-off solo act. It's like you play the Doors.
Yeah.
You play the Doors.
And they're booked now like solid all the time.
Yeah.
Like they're booking like 3 to 6 months out.
That's cool.
It's a loud room too.
Yeah.
Like the walls are so reflective. You go in there, bring your protection.
Yeah, that's great.
Do not make that in.
Yeah, that would be heartbreaking. So long live Doors Pub.
Yeah, hopefully they keep going.
Yeah.
Hopefully
Keep going,
that
it's
never
good.
happened.
Yeah.
I'd love to have this
The
turned
legacy.
into a venue too, but apparently you can't get a liquor license on private property. So I'd have to have this like severed, and then I'd be paying 2 property tax.
Oh, great.
Fucking
Yeah. That's a cool idea.
That sounds like a rigmarole.
Yeah, and there's lots of places that just end up becoming house shows, like, but it's unfortunate, like those cool DIY venues. It's great for like local scenes and like to support and like to foster growth of like bands.
yeah,
But I've seen a lot of those places get closed down as well.
yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I don't know, man. We just need more live music out there.
yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, Brantford has we played at Brandy's there.
Yeah, Brian's
Yeah,
nice.
Yes.
Surprised to see that was a venue. It's a one.
I've
It
been
was
to
cool.
I've been to a couple shows there now.
Dude, we
What's
did some,
that?
I've been to a couple shows
Oh,
there.
you've been there, yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think? It's cool. It's little, right?
Yeah.
we did some heavy metal there, man.
It's cozy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a petite venue.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's great because there's like, on that side of town, there's nothing.
No.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's
No, I think it's great that they're supporting it.
Yeah.
Like, I've met some of the staff there from going to the shows. Like, it's awesome that they're, especially they're letting like metal shows and punk shows and
Yeah,
hardcore.
dude.
I've gone to see some hardcore shows there recently,
Yeah.
and some like super heavy stuff.
We talked to him after, because I think Rick Hall put on like the first metal show there, and we were talking to the owners after, and they were like, "No, this is great. Everybody's
Yeah.
so nice, and we made a lot of money. Look how busy it is."
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. It was
That's
awesome.
awesome.
yeah,
That was what Sentiment Dissolve, eh?
yeah, dude.
Yeah.
it's
On
it's
there,
it's
yeah.
nice that like there's recognition that there's respect,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Because like artists want somewhere to play, and it's like places like Brandy's are putting up their their facility, and it's just like have the respect to not trash it, but also have the respect to bring people in, have them spend money, and
Yeah.
Exactly.
just have a good
absolutely.
time and
Yeah.
rock out,
Yeah.
and not have to go all the way to Toronto for a metal show or something.
Yeah.
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 Two Doors here in town is pretty good too for shows, right?
Yeah, I just thought the Manny's was doing stuff for a while. They used to do stuff at Manny's.
I don't think they do heavy metal though.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah,
Have you ever
Yeah.
played Brantford? Have you ever tried to?
Oh, I'm working on it.
He's
I'm trying.
It's gonna happen. Don't worry,
Yeah,
folks.
I've made some contacts with some folks in the city, just
Yeah.
waiting for stuff to happen.
Yeah.
Nice change of pace
yeah,
from some other places.
yeah.
The closets we've played in.
Yeah. For sure. For sure.
But it has a certain charm to it, right?
Yeah.
Local
It's
shit.
all part of it, right?
It's all
Hey,
part of
man,
the
if you
experience.
can get it to sound good in the shittiest little room,
Yep.
then
I never said it sounded good.
There's sounds.
There's that. Don't get me wrong. You can.
people can hear stuff.
Yeah. Well, not after the show. Unfortunately, some of those places, the sound just
Yeah.
reflects.
Some of them, they're almost more fun to play though, right? Like there's Red Papaya in Guelph.
Yeah, I see a
Noodle
lot of
House.
stuff happening there.
Yeah, and like you go play there, it's a noodle house. You're like, oh,
Yeah.
whatever. But you get up there and you start playing, and it's just like the funnest time ever.
Yeah.
And you get on like Rum Runners stage or whatever. You're a little nervous and stuff. You don't quite have as much fun, man. It's
Yeah.
those little
Yeah,
places.
that's
are-
true.
That's
Cozier
true.
spots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've played at like restaurants or things before, and it almost feels odd at first. You're like, should I be doing this?
Yeah. We
Am I gonna ruin this
played
person's dinner.
we played like a Sunday matinee show at Planet Bean, a coffee shop.
Coffee shop, yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
They do that like once a month. They do like loud Sunday afternoon shows, and we're like, all right.
We'll be loud. We'll be loud.
You have the regulars coming, you're like, can I have an Americano? What's happening here?
Yeah.
Should throw a show at a library or something just for like just
library.
They do like acoustic, like the Hamilton Public Library. They do like
no clapping and cheering.
They do like
You have a librarian that comes out periodically. Shh. Why did we do this?
All of it is unholy.
That'd be sick.
It would be ridiculous. It would be a cool event. It would be a cool, like, if someone filmed it. Like,
Yeah,
it'd be cool to do a show at a library.
But like, why not though? Like that could actually work, right?
Because-
Like if you think about like the real estate that's inside a place like a library.
Yeah, they always have a big open area for like.
Dude, imagine the
gatherings of
acoustics,
readings
all
and
the
stuff.
shelves
yeah.
filled
All
with
the books, yeah,
dude,
should be nice and like
the
yeah.
weed, and then like just throw up some like temporary barricades.
Yeah.
You know,
done.
have a good time.
Smells great in here. Smells like knowledge.
Yeah. And you could learn at the same
Yeah,
time.
right.
You rock so hard, the books come off the shelf.
Shane's last meeting will be
Philosophy and shit.
Mosh pit into nonfiction.
Got Black's Law Dictionary open.
Last in definition.
Yeah.
This.
Definition this.
It would make for a cool music video as well.
It would,
I feel
it
like.
would.
But what library would let you do it?
Yeah.
Yeah, rent it
I've
out
seen
for-
I've seen some live shows where guys have done stuff in like old churches and stuff, and it's
Yeah.
neat when
Oh, yeah.
you know you see something from like the church is willing to bring in like metal.
Yeah.
Like, all right, and like the production value is like really dope, and the acoustics inside.
The acoustics would be
a church
amazing,
is
right?
insane,
Yeah.
right? And especially when it's like smaller stuff like 3 pieces, and it's once again it's neat to see like a public staple of a community be like, yeah, sure, come on in,
Yeah.
use the facility, and
Yeah.
just, you know, they're respectful and.
I think places like it's like Pennsylvania where like post-hardcore and hardcore is like huge. Like a lot of those shows are in churches, like
Yeah.
huge churches. Like
That'd be sweet to get like an abandoned church or buy an old
Yeah.
church or something and just turn it into a.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be
Yeah,
sweet.
sick.
Oh yeah.
That'd be so sweet.
Yeah.
Do all the stained glass like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. The architecture would be really good character.
Yeah. Again, the acoustics.
Yeah.
Acoustics are
exactly,
shit.
right?
Yeah.
Imagine miking up in there and
Yeah.
oh fuck.
Sound huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That hall reverb.
Yeah.
So if any like churches and libraries are watching, man, hook us up. Let's,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
Let's
that's-
get rowdy.
Well, come on, we'll do something.
We'd all collectively like to play.
Yeah.
Let's all put our money together and build like an amphitheater or something.
I'm in. Let's do it.
That would be sweet.
That'd be sick too.
You guys got the property here. Let's do it here. Why
Yeah.
not?
Yeah, dude, I'm down.
Yeah.
Well,
Right.
but you guys did the field show every year, right?
Yeah,
So you bring in the
open air
trail.
metal fest.
Yeah.
Rent an SL 100 stage. Get Callum Clark and Pink's Audio helps out with the sound. Lighting. Oh fuck, man.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's sweet.
there's like line arrays. It's like legitness. It's fucking.
Yeah.
And it's a sweet stage to stomp around on too, man.
Yeah,
It's pretty
dude.
fun.
Hell yeah.
How long does it take to set up?
It's like a. It's like a truck, like a trailer. So he backs
it's
in.
just
It's
good to
all
go.
hydraulic, and it just kind of
Oh,
opens
dude.
up,
He
and
showed up at like 8 in the morning,
the
and by
sides kick
10,
open, and
by 10 o'clock we were setting sound and lights up.
Nice.
Oh, that's
Just
really
Problem.
Yeah.
Optimus Prime rolls in.
yeah, exactly. Autobots.
A few of the band members that come out the night before and spent the night, and they like they're waking up like, whoa, the festival's today, and like nothing even
No stage.
happening.
Looks like a
It's
backyard.
just grass, man.
And then all of a sudden, like 2 hours later, they're fucking testing sound, and he's like, what the fuck?
You blink and
Pop-up
it's ready to
show.
go.
Yeah.
That'd be sweet to pull around and do pop-up shows in like Walmart parking
yeah.
lots or some shit.
Yeah, that'd be neat too.
Cruising like the strip in Grand Bend or something and just fucking
Hell
open
yeah.
her up.
That would be actually insane.
He was going to sell
Right,
that
see that
stage
Portland
last
or
year.
Yeah.
Oh.
Right after we did
Go
the
down like
festival
the
last
12,
year, he
or
put it
right
up for
at
sale
13.
for
Yeah,
150
Do a
grand.
pop-up
I was
overnight.
like,
Yeah, that'd be fucking sick.
do I buy it? Like, you go to the bank and get a loan for that, sure.
Yeah.
Then you're working every weekend renting it out to pay
Yeah.
the loan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think our band in high school, we played, well, by the time we were in college, we played in Cambridge a New Year's Eve show outside in the parking lot on one of those
Yes,
Yeah.
we
trucks.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, it was like
I was
-3.
gonna say New Year's Eve would
Yeah.
be frigid.
Yeah.
They had heaters going on. It was
Yes.
terrible.
Oh,
It was
yeah,
New
yeah.
Year's Eve?
That was New Year's
That was
Eve?
New Year's Eve
It
show.
was a New Year's Eve show at
Yeah.
the Johnson Center in Cambridge.
Hesper.
In the parking lot.
Yeah.
I
Hesper.
feel like that'd be difficult to play.
We did it.
Did you play
did
like
it.
till midnight or at midnight or were you loud at, like
no,
nine?
it was pre
Oh,
midnight.
You're not up there midnight.
No, they would.
Why did I do
when we were
this?
growing
I
up,
wanna
like in,
celebrate.
really great like scene. When we were growing up in Cambridge, there was shows like every single weekend. You know.
All over the city.
The Scout Hut.
Oh yeah, Scout Hut.
Others. And many
That was
others.
a big one. Yeah. Yeah, it was cool.
We need to
can't-
get back to that.
Yeah. We're doing it.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
Pop-up shows, man.
Yeah.
in Walmart parking lots, libraries, all the fucking churches.
Denny's.
Dude, Sunday
Denny's.
morning. Yeah,
Fucks up Denny's.
dude, Denny's.
Yeah.
Denny's Grand Slam.
Now I'm hungry.
That's fucking awesome. Well, man, that's great. You got anything else, man? You guys got some merch, and let me hold this up real
Yeah,
quick.
dude.
Yeah.
Make sure you follow Alert the Audience on all their socials.
Yeah.
That way you can fucking, or, check them out live. Grab some merch there, too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
you can listen to the stuff on all the places that you would listen
Yeah.
to the stuff.
So you guys just released. Was it a full length? Here, I made this. It
On
wa-
Tidal now?
Yeah.
You guys on Tidal, too?
Oh, yeah.
Tidal?
Yeah. Dweezer.
Finder.
Yeah.
All the things.
TikTok. I said, yeah, sure, why not?
Use DistroKid. It just kind
Yeah.
of sends it to everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. It's
When
lazy,
it's
too.
like, just
Yeah.
put them all.
Yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
the newest release, it was end of July. It's called Here I Made This.
Yeah.
It's another 4-song EP.
Yeah, sweet.
So if you listen to both of them, this is an EP from 2018, and Here I Made This, you got a full-length record.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
You need like 30 minutes, and you
Yeah.
get it all. That's what's up there. Yeah,
Sweet, man.
and then there's
That's
a couple
awesome.
of shows, and then already trying to make plans for next year, reaching out to some
Yeah.
venues that are again pre-book out like 4 to 6
sweet.
months,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and hit up some other CDs.
Hell yeah.
Fuck
man.
yeah.
Keep doing.
Keep doing what we do.
when we can.
Fucking right.
Yeah.
Well, make sure you follow them. Alert the audience on all the socials, man.
Yeah.
Make sure you stay up to date on all that fun stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Don't
And
miss
check
out
them
on
out live,
shows,
dude.
merch, and-
They're fucking good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, get out to a show, dude, for sure.
Yeah.
They're tight, man.
Yeah, dude.
And if you're not already subscribed and following Ryfield Studios,
Oh, man.
do that.
Thank you, dude.
Do that
Right.
first.
You heard him.
And then check and then check out our band.
Yeah, thank you guys for having us.
Man, thank
We
you guys so much
appreciate
for coming
you
in,
allowing
man.
us to come down.
We'll hold up this pill and tell everybody to see them next Tuesday.
See, that's what that stands for.
Yeah,
See
dude.
you next Tuesday.
Because these come out
Or
on
Thursday.
Tuesdays.
Oh,
It
that's
could be
fun.
or
Thursday.
Thursday.
Look at that.
Either way, we'll see.
It's Tuesday. It's Tuesday. Don't fuck with my shit right now, dude. It's Tuesday.
All right. Well, thank you guys for coming out, man.
Thank you.
Thank you for
you.
having
Yeah,
us.
thanks,
Really
guys. That was
sick.
awesome, man.
Really appreciate it.
And we'll catch you guys next Tuesday.
Later.